What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Lex Alexis for another live stream for this week. I've chosen Bristol City versus Sheffield United with no other reason that it's live on Sky. Wow, okay, I've just got full time. Atletico Madrid are actually finishing fourth place in their group. Wow. So they didn't actually get a goal. They're not even in the Europa League. They're out of Europe altogether. Maybe a sigh of relief for Arsenal and Manchester United there. Anyway, going back to the football, incredible games that we've got tonight. Very tense games. If I'm not looking at you guys, I'm just kind of multitasking. I'm making sure the predictions are saved from you guys. If you've not predicted the predictions for the game week and you want to be involved in the prediction league, now I think is the right time to do it. We've got 3 minutes till the first couple of games start kicking off. And I'm going to be frantically trying to save all of them in because a lot of you guys have really taken the competition seriously, especially in the championship. So I'll definitely be saving all of those. Dunyols, good to see you back. It was really amazing to see you back. Charlie, welcome to the stream. Blue Terrier saying no Gatsby, no party within a couple of seconds within the stream. He's downstairs actually. He could very well try and see me because he already was looking for me when I had to arrive back from my education work today. But yeah, he could make an appearance. He did make an appearance last time. So this game, Bristol City, Sheffield United, you know, it's two teams separated by quite a fair bit within the table. Last year was a very tense game for Sheffield United. I remember it vividly because Bristol City were a team that they weren't doing too well with their form, but Sheffield United were definitely feeling the pressure for trying to compete within the top six. And in the end of it, it was very difficult for them. They managed to get a 1-1 draw at the end, but it was very, very tricky for them to even get anything. I think it was Gibbs White that got their goal, and they just huffed and puffed, but Bristol City's resistance managed to pay off and gave them not really like an important point, but it would have felt like a personal victory for them. But they made one step of progress against a Sheffield United team, which would have been one of the clear favourites to get promoted at the time. But it was one of those games too many for Sheffield United, which meant they couldn't really compete with the top three teams that we had from last year. Nearly done. Oh my gosh, like so many predictions. Honestly, 2 more left to save. I've already got mine to save. So there we go. Right. All the predictions are saved. I can now pay attention to all of you guys. Blue Terrier says, Mill get battered everywhere to go. The most beautiful man in Essex says, Charlie, stop it. Do you want updates from the game when I'm watching? Well, I'll be trying to update as much as I can. I won't be watching Soccer Special, of course. So if any of you are watching that, that might be a really good thing for me to be updated by. Excuse me, I got an indigestion, but I do have SoberScore on. I do. There we go. So I will keep a close eye on all of the games, and it seems like the 7:45 games are going to start kicking off. Let's cover Coventry and Blackburn first. Let's see their squads. You've got Wilson, Doyle, Rose, Panzo, Eccles, Hamer, Sheaf, Bidwell, Allen, O'Hare and Gyökeres. Now that is a Coventry team that I'd expect. For Blackburn, who could go top of the league tonight, you've got Kaminsky, Wharton, Ayala, Hyam, Britton, Morton, Wharton, who made a sensational assist, by the way. Lewis Travis, Ben Brereton, Diaz, Sammy Smollett and Jack Bale starting. Interesting choice there. But Jack Bale was really good when I saw Blackburn live quite recently. I think it may have been against don't know if it was Cardiff or maybe Wigan. I know both those games that they both lost, but Jack Bale was a very, very positive spark in one of those games. For Hull and Middlesbrough, let's look at their teams. So Hull have gone for Baxter, Christie, Figueiredo, Greaves, Fleming, Risseri, Woods, Doherty, Tufan, Slater and Estupinian. It seems like a decent team who, by the way, they have been heavily linked with Liam Rossinier taking over as their manager. What are your thoughts on that? I'll give my thoughts on that in a minute. With Middlesbrough, you've got Steffen, Giles, Nenihan, Fry, Smith, Isaiah Jones, Howson, Hackney, McGree, Force and Akpom as Michael Cack will be desperately trying to find his first win as Middlesbrough boss. Let's look at Preston and Swansea. I don't think we'll see many goals in this one. You've got Woodman in goal. You've got Potts, Story, who's had a brilliant season. Jordan Story. Clearly, his loan to Sheffield Wednesday has done him a lot of good. Liam Lindsay, Andy Hughes. You've got Alan Brown, Whiteman, McCann, Jacobson, Ched Evans, and Robbie Brady. Swansea, you've got Bender, Cabango, Darling, Latibodiere. I can say that name now. Norton, Grimes, Fulton, Manning, Nutcham, Kundal, and Joel Piero. Very strong team from Swansea there. And finally, Luton, Reading. Their squads look like this. You've got Horvath, Bree, Lockyer, Potts, Bell, Impanzu, Bradley, Doughty, Campbell, Adebayo, and Harry Cornick. Okay, I've not seen Harry Cornick start a lot, so interesting to see both them and Adebayo play. Reading, you've got Lumley, Mbengu, Holmes, Yeardom, Hoyler, Ince, Jeff Hendrick, gosh, I spat everywhere, Ovia Jaria, Ratman, Mate, and Andy Carroll. Some good selections there. I don't think there's been like any team in particular who I think have pulled out a very lacking team. Since today, I'm looking at Bristol City and Sheffield United. I'll look at comments in a minute, but guys, please make sure you keep commenting. I will be able to catch up with comments. Bristol City have gone for Max O'Leary, George Tanner, Zach Viner, Cameron Pring, and they were talking about it in the commentary before I went live, that Nigel Pearson has not had a consistent back three because of injuries, and I've not remembered seeing a Tanner, Viner, and Pring back three that often, and that's been a really big problem with the consistency of their back line. Mark Sykes starts with Matt James, Alex Scott, Jay De Silva, Andre Vyman, Tommy Conway, and Naki Wells. And Sheffield United, they've got West Followingham, Jack Robinson, Basham, Egan, Bulldog, Fleck, Norwood, Ben Osborne, Indai, Billy Sharp, and Rida Kadra. West Brom versus Blackpool. What have they got? So, West Brom, they've got Alex Palmer in goal, no David Budden. You've got Furlong, O'Shea, Bartley, Townsend, Garner Hickman, Yoksulu, Matt Phillips, Jed Wallace, John Swift, and Conor Grant. Could you believe a front three like that is last place in the Championship? I can't. Now, Blackpool, they've gone for Maxwell, Husband, 490, Akita, Connolly, Carey, Dougal, Wright, Hamilton, Medine, and Jerry Yates. Any predictions, do let me know. We do have some League One games as well. Before I actually go do that, I'll read some comments first because I feel like I've neglected you a little bit there. For now, Rob says Lecon. Oh, okay, yeah, it's a fair point. Sky's broadband off a Luton game is so far behind. Yeah, maybe don't watch it, probably. Oh, we've got a guest. Gatsby's here. That's my bin. Are you going to go somewhere? What are you doing? There he is. There he is. He's made an appearance, and it's only taken 10 minutes, bang on 10 minutes. It's only taken 10 minutes to this stream for him to appear. Let me just shut my door quickly. He beat down my door. He literally opened it, like wide open as you can get. Blue Terrier's now happy. He got what he wanted. So we've got those championship games tonight for League One. We've got some goals already to talk about in League One. Okay. Hold your horses. Carlos Mendes Gomez has already scored for Fleetwood, who's having a really good season in that Fleetwood so far. Definitely, I think, a League One quality striker. I remember Luton signing him, and he's not really been the player that I expected him to be. But a win for Fleetwood would take them around top half of the table. But that'll be another bad defeat for Oxford, who picked up a good win recently, taking them out of the danger of the bottom four. But this will not be an ideal result for them. Wickham have already taken the lead against Port Vale, and it's Mehmeti with the opening goal. What does that do for Wickham? Well, it puts them back in the conversation of a top six, but as you can see, they do still have a quite fair bit to close down. You know, they've got a 3-point gap, and they would have had to play a game more. So Wickham could be pretty near flawless to try and climb back into it. We've got quite a few other games kicking off there. So you've got Morecambe Derby and Lincoln Accrington to keep our eyes on. I'm going to League Two because Colchester are playing tonight. It looks like they're currently drawing against Barrow. 0-0 and Tranmere Stockport. Okay, we don't have a lot of games for that. National League, do you have any games? I have not actually checked National League. In fact, we do. We have a lot of games, actually. Any team winning by the looks of things? No, they must have all just kicked off, and they have. Some have been postponed there. And then I might as well check the South as well. Chelmsford are indeed playing tonight. We're playing Bath, I think. Yes, we're playing Bath, who we have got a very dicey record against. Recently, we've not done too badly against Bath, but they are always a very tricky team. I mean, look, Bath, 6th place. This will be a tougher game than Tonbridge, in my opinion. So we really, really need to turn up today. And one last thing I've got to try and do is try and find a way to get the Champions League games, because that's going to be consistently entertaining too. So I'll just do that as I look for it. There it is. We've already had a couple of results, which I'll talk about as well. So, oh my gosh, look at this. So, it has ended 2-1. So, Atletico Madrid did get back into it, but it still wasn't enough. They are last place in their group entirely. It's Leverkusen who go into the National League, I was going to say, Europa League, because, as you can see, they beat Atletico Madrid within one of their first games in qualifying. This was when Andrick and Diaby scored their goals there, Frimpong with 2 assists. And that was ultimately the difference in the end of it there. But Porto, look at that. They snatched first place away from Club Brugge. As soon as they qualified, Club Brugge just decided not to turn up. But 4 wins in a row. And Porto, what a comeback that was. Napoli could have a flawless run because they play against Liverpool tonight. Rangers play Ajax. It could be really poor run for them. I mean, look at that, only 1 goal scored and 19 conceded. We've had really bad records before in the Champions League, but that'll be up there for one of the worst. Bayern Munich could have a flawless run. They've got to play against Inter Milan though, but both Bayern and Inter Milan have already qualified, so we'll see what kind of squad they rotate there. This is the group I'm really interested in. Spurs, Sporting, Frankfurt and Marseille. Obviously, we heard the news about Marseille setting off fireworks to the Spurs hotel. Spurs only need a point, to my knowledge, because Sporting and Frankfurt play against each other. If one of them wins and Spurs draw, they can overtake Spurs, but Spurs will still qualify in second. It's if they lose, because if that happens, then Marseille overtake them, and if one of Sporting and Frankfurt win, or even if one of them draws, depending on the head-to-head record, that's when Spurs will be in trouble and could face Europa League. I think it's impossible for Spurs to get knocked out of Europe entirely. It's either going to be Champions League or Europa League. It'll be one of the two. For Chelsea's group here, we're not playing tonight, but we are playing tomorrow against Dinamo Zagreb there. We've already confirmed qualification, actually. So it's just a matter to see who finishes first or second in that group. And with Real Madrid, I mean, they've not got a flawless run, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle between them and Leipzig there. But Celtic, to be fair, they've not conceded too many goals, Celtic. They've just not scored enough, clearly, there. And then also Man City and Sevilla and all of that stuff, and they're also playing together too. I mean, that is going to be interesting as well. Are we going to see Juventus have another situation with Atletico Madrid and finish bottom in their group? That would be incredible to see Juventus and Atletico Madrid knocked out of Europe. I was talking about defensive absentees. Sky Sports was showing some absentees. You've got Atkinson, Callas, Naismith and Wilson all unavailable. One through illness, which I believe was, I can't remember who it was, but literally, sorry. But yeah, Callas, Atkinson, you've got Wilson there. That's only 4 and they're all defenders, so it's very unfortunate that Bristol City have got that within their squad, and that's why they've had to rotate so much. Cornerstone, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Right. So, guys, please make sure, if you're not done so, to smash the like button. It really helps the growth of this channel when you do that. It really, really does help. I'm actually going to have the stream side by side, so I can check myself to see how we're doing. I've not switched on monetization as either. But yeah, anyway, guys, please, if you've not done so, please smash the like button. It really, really helps as well. For a like target, based on what we've achieved so far, we're on 6. Okay. Could we get to 10 likes before kickoff, which is 4 minutes left? So, guys, let's try and get to 10 likes before kickoff. That would be amazing if we can get there. If you've not smashed the subscribe button either, that also would really help as well. As you can see, we're 1,523. So we could get 1,525 today, which would be a quarter of the way from 500 to 600. As you know, 2,000 subscribers will mean that I shave my beard entirely. The future of this channel is very much, it's not got like an identity yet. Definitely it's going to be something I'm going to have to think about in the new year, to think about how I'm going to balance it, because it has taken a toll of my well-being. But I will find a way around it. But I'm just going to enjoy tonight watching some hopefully entertaining football between two very competent teams, Bristol City out in red and Sheffield United out in their black kit, like I predicted they would be, which is why I put the two contrasting colours in the thumbnail. Let's go through the teams one last time for the lineups, in case any of you didn't see it. Bristol City, they've got O'Leary, Tanner, Viner, Pring, Sykes, James, Scott, De Silva, Vyman, Conway and Naki Wells. Sheffield United have got Fotheringham, Robinson, Basham, Egan, Baldock, Fleck, Norwood, Osborne, Indai, Billy Sharp and Reader Cadra. Those are the two teams going head to head. So the benches looks like this. I've not looked at it. Bentley's on the bench with Lowe, Tim Close, Joe Williams. Tim Close being another one who they could start, but has not been able to start. Andy King, Martin and Semenyo. So Martin and Semenyo for an attacking option will be very good, if need be. Sheffield United have got Davies, Sajchev with Kieran Clark, Brooks, Ender Stevens, Mukati and Oliver McBurney. I feel like Oliver McBurney is the one that stands out to me. Mukati as well could also be good, but I don't really see anyone else for Sheffield United. So I may worry about their depth a bit, but I do think Sheffield United have got a very strong team. It's just, you know, if they get frustrated and found out by Bristol City, I just don't think they've got a lot of backup options at this moment of time. The table for the Championship currently looks like this, with Coventry 22nd, Middlesbrough 21st. Obviously, that can change if we see a couple of goals going in. We've got a very congested mid-table with Luton, Preston and Reading very close. Swansea would get another point and Blackburn, this will be their first draw of the season if it stays the way that it is. I have a feeling that's not going to happen. In fact, I've only just thought about this. I predicted a draw for Coventry Blackburn. Why on earth have I done that now? Did I manage to get my payment for YouTube yet? I've not checked, to be honest. I don't think I've received it, but if I've not, I must be very close to get to the threshold. Enjoy your leads, says Wallace a Gromit fan. He's not happy. He wants to fight back for the Prediction League. So context, if you saw my last video, I gave you an update for the Prediction League. And for the first time this season, we've got a new leader that's not Wallace and Gromit fan. He's been dethroned by Charlie with an exceptional game week. I think it was 15 points you picked up to Wallace and Gromit fans 3. And that by itself was just enough of a swing. It was incredible, really. Owen got 14 points. Jack got 15, 16 as well. Incredible. You know, some of you have an incredible game weeks, but I'm not consistent enough to get those sorts of points. I used to, but yeah, I feel like with my routine now, considering I have to record the night before when things happen, does give me a bit of a disadvantage, unfortunately, these days. But I'm not trying to make that a big excuse, to be honest. In the end of the day, I've been a football fan all my life, and I've been looking at the Championship, and I would say studying it. It feels weird if I say studying it. If this was my full-time job, I would say I'd be studying it. But definitely, what I would say, it's something that I've definitely looked into for about 4 or 5 years. And you'd hope by now I kind of would learn about what the Championship can produce. And it just never disappoints. It always throws a surprise here and there. Something's going on with my laptop there. Don't know what's happened there. Oh, there you go. Right, that's all fixed. Hill Football says, oh yeah, Ethan says, what about the Premier League? Well, Ethan, you've got a huge lead. I think I've actually updated the points for the Premier League. I need to double check if I have. I'm not sure if I have. I actually can't remember. I remember starting it, but I can't remember if I finished it. But next time I do my Premier League predictions on the Friday this week, I'll be able to update you guys on what the table will look like. Both teams kicking off here. Bristol City, Sheffield United. Bristol City, if they win, let's look at the table and see what would Bristol City go to if they get a win. So we'd need to refresh this a little bit. So if they win, they'll get 25 points. And that would see them in around the mid-table. For Sheffield United, this is where I'm more interested. Because a win for Sheffield United puts them on 32 points. It could turn into a position where Sheffield United are 1 point off the automatics, pretty much. So that would be the most ideal situation for Sheffield United to be in. Will they be in that position? The time will tell, honestly. We've had no other goals in League 1. How about League 2? We've only got 2 games playing tonight in League 2. Still no goals. National League, have we got any goals from there? By the looks of things, no goals there. We must have had a really quiet start. And finally, National League South, which is, going to be something that's not going to be picked up by Soccer Special. Dartford are already winning. Oh, bloody hell. Can they stop? They really are now getting on my wick. Anyway, 0-0 between Bristol City and Sheffield United. It's not really been in play a lot, to be honest. The ball's been out of play for a large proportion of this half at the moment. Luton controlling. This is terrible for my prediction. I did predict a pretty comfortable Luton win. We'll see if it stays that way, because it has happened before. If Luton control, they can give away chances. We've already previewed the Champions League, but if it gets to... Well, I mean, it is 8 o'clock. What am I saying? We'll cover Champions League again in the next couple of minutes, because I definitely want to try and make it more Championship related tonight. But there is some really big games. There are some really big games, if I can English right. There are some really big games tonight, because obviously it's the final week of the group stages. So we'll have things confirmed in terms of groups, and especially Marseille and Spurs will be a game that a lot of people will be keeping their eyes on, because Spurs will either get Champions League round of 16 or they'll fall to the Europa League. It's impossible for them to get last place, but they can fall down as low as third. Charlie's literally wanting Reading to win. I can't remember what you predicted. I mean, because I saved the predictions so quickly, I didn't have a chance to see what you guys predicted. Clearly, Charlie backed Reading there. Yeah, Reading just being a very peculiar team. Just think Luton are a little bit more likely to turn up in this moment. Could be wrong, obviously, like I've been so many times this season. My prediction skills, as Wallace Gromit fan was saying, probably starting to wear a little bit thin. By the looks of things, it was like a head-to-head battle between myself and Wallace Gromit fan. I dropped off, and now only recently Wallace Gromit fan's doing the same as well. So it's incredible. Oh, this could have been bad for following him there. Bristol City going forward here. Conway. That was some really positive play by Bristol City there. Here's Alex Scott. Up against Norwood. He's going to square it back. I tell you what, Fotheringham had to be very quick there, because had he made contact, would have been a penalty. Cross came in, and it's not found to Silva. It's going to go for a throw. A couple of you saying 2-1 Reading. That surprises me a little bit, to be honest. So, I mean, that's honestly, if Fotheringham got a touch on Wales, let's see. Oh, okay. So Wells actually got the touch on the ball, but Fotheringham actually managed to hold his weight back, meaning that he wasn't clumsy in his head-to-head challenge there. There was no contact between him and Wells, meaning that there was no penalty. If Wells was a bit smarter, he probably would have lent a little bit more to Fotheringham's way and would have invited Fotheringham to try and get contact and obviously simulate the game, which is not great and I wouldn't encourage it. But if it wins a penalty, then Bristol City will take it with all wills in the world. So Charlie's gone for Reading because they've only had 1 win in 6 and they need the points more. Well, yeah, you can want the points, but it's just how good the team is in the end of the day. You know, I would dare say, I'm trying to get a good example. I mean, I've not really seen a team who's been so bad that they've been cut adrift in the Championship. It's been relatively competitive. I was going to say Wickham as an example, but to be fair, they actually fought right to the end. Let's say Barnsley from last year that got cut adrift completely. Let's just say that they did. Because they were definitely the earliest relegated Championship team that I've ever remembered watching doing YouTube. They could care, they could want points, but if the team's not good and the team's not got confidence, it's so difficult mentally to pick yourself up. That's why when you get that 1 win in 7 like Sheffield United did, it almost feels as important as any game that they've had all season. Mentality, honestly, could be your biggest ally, but it could be your biggest kryptonite as well. Reading on good side. You can see the Lane's streak continue there. Yeah, I'm sure they are a good team. It's just, as I said, it's a confidence thing. They need to try and overcome that. Bit scrappy now. We were seeing Bristol City having a bit of positivity there. It's now turning into a bit of a midfield sort of aerial game. It's not really been progressive in the way that it's gone into any of the opposition's box. Apart from that Naki Wells moment, we've not really seen that so far. So, I don't know, just a game played in the middle of the park at the moment. I think that's the best description I can give. We've got a goal. It's a goal for League 2. Barrow have taken the lead against Colchester. Not good for Colchester, because this is their game in hand, and as it stands, they would have played the same amount of games as most of these teams and would be rock bottom of League 2. This would be very dangerous. We'd have lost a joint most games alongside with Rochdale and Harrogate there. I don't know who scored for Barrow, but it was clearly a very, very quick goal because it's not even progressing through yet. Is it on capture? It is on capture. I was just going to check what's happened to my internet. What's going on with that? Hello. I didn't actually want to go to that, but whilst I'm here, I'll stay here then. So yeah, so the only goal is going to Dartford. Wanted to check National League. Right, a couple of goals. Chesterfield and Gateshead, they're currently drawing 1-1. Gateshead taking the lead, but Chesterfield responding very quickly, in fact 3 minutes later. Notts County have already taken the lead against Bromley. They are in impeccable form, absolutely flawless. I think Notts County will get promoted personally, which I think most people would probably want with Wrexham to go up, but based on the form, and I think based on how unlucky they were last year, I think Notts County will get promoted, I think. Champions League is what I wanted to check as well. Well, we may not be surprised, but Ajax have already taken the lead against Rangers. Steven Berghuis has scored for Ajax to make it 1-0. This will therefore mean 0 points and 6 defeats in 6 for Rangers, with 1 goal scored and 20 goals conceded. All sorts of records being broken here. Barcelona have scored, I think Ethan said it. Marcus Alonso with the goal. I can't say that I missed him when he left originally, but based on our lack of defensive options, now I really do miss him. Bayern and Inter still 0-0 there. Still 0-0, I'd say, between Marseille and Spurs. As it stands, Spurs are winning this group. Oh my gosh, I got hiccups. That's really annoying. So yeah, not many goals. Ajax taking the lead and Barcelona. Those have been the only Champions League goals. No goals in the Championship, which is disappointing, including this game here, which I think will get to a goal eventually. We're just going to be a bit patient. Rita Kadra, poor touch though and good defending. Are you watching Luton and Reading and you think that might end 0-0? I feel like it could. I feel like all games could have the potential for it if neither team not on their day. Right, here's Alex Scott. Let's see if Bristol City can show any of his attacking flair. Because there's been some stats where they've been really good. I think with creating chances, I think they've got the third best average chances created in the whole league. It's bad for worse for Colchester because it's now 2-0 to Barrow here. Billy Waters double, 2 goals in 3 minutes. It's not great. It really is not great. I don't know what to suggest for Colchester. I'm almost thinking that if I go to a Colchester game, am I going to be the one that's going to save their form? No, that my luck is in Ipswich. My luck is not in Ipswich. Maybe it's in Colchester. Maybe that's what they need. Okay, here's Mark Sykes. All Wells. De Silva. It's disappointing. Just a scuffed shot from Jay De Silva there. Basham with not the best headed clearance I've seen. Mark Sykes is one I'm really interested in because he's a transfer that they got in from Oxford. And I've not seen a lot of Mark Sykes. I don't recall Mark Sykes making an appearance when I saw Bristol City play Cardiff. So I want to see more. I want to see what he's about. Because I've been hyping that he's, a player that I've heard good things about. Now I want to see it for my very eyes. De Silva. Okay, some ambitious football from Bristol City here. De Silva. That's a great through ball to find Andre Weimann. Square ball. And corner. John Egan managing to get a scuffed clearance in. And Bristol City have won a corner. It's a really, really good pass by Jay De Silva there. Weimann just doesn't make the right decision there, I don't think. He has got Berkey Wells in a decent amount of space that he could try and square it to, but he just lack of communication there. Corner second short. Scott. Great play with De Silva there, but good defending by Ndai actually. Ndai playing everywhere around the pitch, whether it's attacker or defender, I should say. He's doing it all right now. But Jay De Silva with a throw for Bristol City, and I would say, in terms of their attacking play, Bristol City have looked slightly better. Oh, that's good for them there. Interesting ball. Nah, it's a poor ball actually. Matty James with a unique delivery there. So unfortunately couldn't find a player in the box. I'm just going to do something for Charlie, which is just checking the revenue. Anyway, guys, if you've not smashed the like button, please do so. It really does help the growth of this channel. We're at 7 likes at the moment. Could we try and get to 15 likes? Let's try and get to 15 likes before the 15 minute. I don't know. Be ambitious. Oh, chance! Oh, first shot and goal. Out of nothing, I was just promoting the stream. Wow, so an exquisite cross and Billy Sharp with a very weak header. It's straight at O'Leary, but that is our first opportunity. Incredible. Out of nothing, Sheffield United nearly got something from that. Anyway, if you're not smashed the like button, please do so. It really does help the growth of this channel when you do that. There's 10 of you watching and there's only 7 likes, so please smash the like button if you've not done so. It really, really helps. And also, guys, another thing you can help the channel as well is hitting that subscribe button. We're 1,523 at this moment, so if you can smash the subscribe button as well, it really, really helps. We're trying to get to 2,000 as soon as we can. Still got quite a fair bit to go, but I believe in all of you guys. You know, I had very little faith to get to 1,000, and you guys have always been able to prove me wrong in a really, really positive way. So guys, if you've not done so, please do smash that subscribe button. check. We've got a goal, finally in the championship, but that's a bummer for my predictions because I predicted 1-0 Swansea, not 1-0 Preston. Right, okay, so Preston have taken the lead. Now we've got another goal, so the goals are now flying in. Okay, Brad Potts with the opening goal for Preston, making it 1-0. What does that mean for Preston? That means Preston are just outside of the top 6 and Swansea will be teetering above the chasing pack there. They could see the likes of Millwall or Watford capitalising on them dropping points with their games tomorrow. But whilst I was talking, Middlesbrough once again, that's 2 games in a row under the Michael Carrick here where they've taken the lead. And again, it's Chuba Akpom with the goal. Hull City still managerless. As I said at the start, it's looking like Liam Rossini is a very strong favourite to take it over, which I like. But one thing that he's got to work on is Hull City's defence. And you can see right there that they've already conceded a goal there with stats. I mean, also not looking good going forward as well. I mean, Middlesbrough scored a only shot on target, which is not a good sign for them there. But we finally have 2 goals to talk about in the Championship. What do these 2 goals mean? Well, it means Middlesbrough rise up to 18th place. This really puts pressure on Coventry and West Brom tonight to see if they can get good results. They'll be hoping that Middlesbrough could potentially drop points against Hull. But if they get a win, that would be a very crucial win for Middlesbrough, especially if Coventry and West Brom don't pick up all 3 points. You can try and get 3 points from Middlesbrough. Is that the Middlesbrough game? I mean, I've gone for 2-1 Borough, so I'll probably need a little bit more. But I've definitely got at least 1 so far. Yeah, Preston and Swansea is the one that I definitely can't get because I predicted 1-0 Swansea rather than 1-0 Preston. Injury at Luton Town. Sonny Bradley landing on his ankle. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. And Luke Berry's replaced him. Thanks, Charlie, for that update, actually. Hope he does make a speedy recovery indeed. It's never nice when you roll your ankle or you land on it awkwardly. It's really, really awful. So I do heavily sympathise for Sonny Bradley there. Right, let's go back to 18 minutes in for this game and try and see if we can see anything happening. We right now are seeing Bristol City having possession of the ball. Very ambitious ball wrong there by Cameron Pring. Ball's not out of play. Alex Scott, that's an ambitious ball. It could work. No, Sheffield United managed to sniff out the danger. Fotheringham have been kept quite busy a little bit. I would arguably say Fotheringham has been a bit more busy than Max O'Leary so far. Alex Scott has improved tremendously as a player. I can already see his vision has dramatically improved. There still needs to be work within the final delivery and the power. But even just being involved in the game, the intelligence of the play, I can already see that is something that Alex Scott has worked on. To work on these long direct balls, to work on these set piece deliveries. And he really, really has done that to a T. And it's great to see. I always like it when we see a player develop. Here's Sheffield United with their best player in the game, but Rita Cantor's dispossessed. Oh, interesting. But no, it's a poor touch by Vyman. Defended by Egan, but it's now back to Bristol City's possession. Just passing out from the back, which they don't really need to be expansive at the moment. They're nice and calm, holding on to the ball. I'm so sorry for being so tired. I need something just to wake me up. It's not even down to the game. I'm just naturally very tired, guys. So it's nothing to do with you, nothing to do with this game, because actually this game's not been too bad to watch. I'm just naturally a very tired person, which is, you know, I've already mentioned already about my well-being, which I could try and maybe open up a little bit going into half-time. Definitely not while this game's going on, because blink and you will potentially miss a really big moment. I gotta say, I mean, I know it's a midweek game, but there are sways of empty seats at Ashton Gate. I mean, who am I to judge? I mean, I've made it to one Tuesday night game, which was one of the worst experiences, not of my life, but one of the worst experiences, which was, of course, when Ipswich lost the I've nearly said FA Cup there, when they lost the Carabao Cup to Colchester. Awful. Train journey back was horrendous, with it being a local derby. It was horrendous. So yeah, only 2 goals in the Championship so far, which is a bit underwhelming. Middlesbrough taking the lead and Preston taking the lead in their game. No goals even for West Brom and Blackpool. None for Coventry Blackburn, which I said would be a very open game. So that's another prediction that I might get wrong. And Luton Reading as well. Still goalless. And of course, the game I'm watching as well. Reading having the chance to take the lead according to Charlie there. Great updates. Thank you, Charlie, for that. Gives me a little bit of hope that we might get more goals. Sheffield United with a throw-in. It's found by Osborne. Just playing out from the back now. Oh, interesting ball there. Bulldog. Trying to find Rita Cadra. He's up against Cameron Pring, and Cameron Pring does quite well there, actually. Good defending. It is a corner, though, to Sheffield United. And one stat that Bristol City really would not want to like to see is that they've got the worst defensive record when it comes to set pieces. So this could be a good opportunity for Sheffield United to get something. They have really struggled with set pieces, Bristol City, this season. Need to stop this zonal marking. They need to mark man for me. Fleck will deliver the corner. Headed away, and it is headed away. Not the greatest of touch by Wells, though, and Sheffield United already win it back. Although that wasn't a great clearance either. Bit of pinball going around in the edge of the pitch. Right, a bit of calmness now. Bristol City now obtaining the ball with Jay De Silva. Cameron Pring, and now back to O'Leary in goal. That's Zach Viner now running forward, commanding the play for the back line. Got some great play with Mark Sykes there. Decent cross, but it's not founded with anything. And I think it's a corner to Bristol City. Wolves are in advanced talks with Lopetegui. I thought he turned them down. This is going to be the most dramatic U-turn if Lopetegui does actually join Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm not sure it will happen, but it'll be a decent coup for them there. Jay De Silva about to take the corner for Bristol City. 24 minutes in. Shot by Wells. And it's a corner. I didn't actually see that deflection there, but they've won another corner. So it's a unique corner, actually, because Naki Wells runs from almost the other side of the penalty box around everyone and manages to actually get the ball first and with some decent space, but probably shouldn't have shot it first time. He would have had a really good amount of space there. But it's a try to. Oh, a bit unlucky there by Mark Sykes. Tries to swing and hit a volley first time, but he doesn't get anywhere near it. It's a goal kick now to Sheffield United. Game could go either way. Well, it turns out you picked a really good game, Charlie. So right, need to actually remember, just so I can tell you, Charlie, how I'm doing with the thingy. 25 minutes gone, 0-0. What are your predictions for the full time of this game? They're talking about Alex Scott. I mean, he started 47 of the last 49 games. I mean, I'm not surprised. As I said, he's developed, in terms of development, he's been one of the most or more improved. This could be a chance for Bristol City. Counter-attacking football here. Conway. Oh! Some heroic defending. Suddenly, Sheffield United look really exposed. Come on, give me a better camera angle for that. So it's Andre Vyman. Conway runs in. Conway can't get the speed to get to the ball. And it's cleared away by Chris Basham. It's another corner for Bristol City. Excuse me. That really took me by surprise. Corner for Bristol City. Taken by Scott. Header. Oh, it's not gone anyway, but it's still in the penalty box. Jada Silva. Now Alex Scott. Oh, what brilliant play from him. Oh, I was going to say brilliant play, but then he passes it straight to a Sheffield United player as he's crossing the ball. He's got so much potential, Alex Scott. Oh, there's 3 goals. There's 3 goals in the Championship. I just noticed. There's another goal. And finally, a home goal. In fact, well, no, we've already had a home goal. What am I talking about? But it's Coventry who lead. This is a big goal for Coventry. Jamie Allen, who scores to make it 1-0. As I said, because Middlesbrough are winning, this is a huge game week for West Brom and Coventry. Coventry have capitalised, as you can see, because now they're joint on points with Middlesbrough, and both are outside of the bottom 3 by 1 point. It means Wigan fall into the bottom 3, but Stoke not far behind them. West Brom will therefore have a 4-point gap, and that could stretch to 5 points if they lose against Blackpool today. Let's see the stats. So only 2 shots to 1. It's looking like a very bad game, to be honest. 3 corners. Yeah, not looking the greatest. I mean, to be fair, my game's not really had the stats you'd want to see. I mean, Sheffield United had their one-headed shot from Billy Sharp, as I reacted to by surprise. But apart from that, absolutely nothing to report. So, I can't complain too much. It's been a decent game, but I wouldn't say it's been a top-tier game. Matt S.B. Limbs, yes indeed, he'll be loving that. Ooh, Tanner, unlucky. Honestly, even if it gets no, I mean, I've had streams before where there's only been one person watching. It's absolutely fine. You do what you want to do. If you don't want to stream, you don't want to stream. If you want to stream, you want to stream. It's ultimately down to you at the end of the day. So do what you want. Don't factor in if people are not wanting to watch your stream. Because that's simply not true. You've got to keep going. It's hard, and I relate, but if you don't try, you're never going to know if you're eventually going to get that one lucky break. 29 minutes into this game between Bristol City and Sheffield United, still 0-0. I'm just repeating the same phrase over and over again because there's not really much to filter in. I would say Bristol City have been slightly the better team, but not by much, honestly, because when Bristol City have had the ball, they've unfortunately not really gotten the final pass right to really force any big clear-cut chances. I mean, that counter-attacking chance where Sheffield United were caught napping with their high line, we were seeing Vyman there, and he didn't make a clean pass to Conway. Conway wasn't quick enough, and Basham was just able to simply clear it. I mean, had that gone to Conway, that probably would have been a really good chance, or even a goal from that range. Back and forth the game. Yeah, it sounds like you're watching a really good game. That's some... Oh, now that is a really good set of play there. Cross comes in. Oh, it's not... Oh, my gosh. This could have been something so spectacular. Matt James is going to still collect it there. Oh, that was a really good run by Mark Sykes. Header by Wales. Oh, Vyman can't get there. Defended away. This time by George Baldock. And now it's a corner again to Bristol City. They are having some openings, Bristol City. They're just not. They're not able. Indai disconnected apparently, but we might be able to go back into it. Towner back says Thunderball. I mean, it's Neymar, but it's Thunderball there. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Apparently I've disconnected, so goddamn whoever's on the internet right now. But hopefully we shouldn't disconnect again. Before we had a counter-attack to Sheffield United, but they really... Just both teams have been a bit careless on the ball. Right, Vyman. Can you make a forward pass? No, he's going to make a backwards pass. Pring with the cross. Awful. That's an awful cross by Pring there. I'd say Chris Pringle could do a better job than that. It literally went nowhere near anyone. I guess the height was good, but it was just nowhere near anyone. Great save from Maxwell. Looks like West Brom have gone quite close. I'm loving that you guys are keeping me updated with the other games, which I am trying to keep my eye on as much as this one as well. But thank you guys for managing to help your old boy out here. More optimistic on their part that they might try and get out of the bottom four. I mean, they'll still be in the bottom four, which tells you for how poor and Morecambe have had so far. But this is, if they can hold on to this, it will definitely be a step in the right direction. Still 2-0 Barrow, and it's still 0-0 between Tranmere and Stockport. Nothing's happened here. Wrexham taking the lead against Maidenhead, so top two don't look like they're slowing down anytime soon. Aaron Hayden with the goal, and Notts County also scoring there. Substitution for Sheffield United. James McAtee is coming on for Rida Kadra. He must have had an injury or something. I don't. It was a tactical substitution. I'll be interested to know. I keep disconnecting apparently. What is going on with this? Was going to say 1-0 Coventry. We need a 1-1. Draw would definitely help me now. I don't know what's happened there. Drop things 25%. Jesus Christ. I don't know what's going on there. For some reason, the network tonight... The network on the whole has been so good. But, yeah, for some reason tonight, it doesn't want to work. I don't know if my brother's on Netflix or any one of those things. I don't know. It's the reason why. Okay, so Gateshead and Chesterfield still 1-1. Southend taking lead against Barnet, where they're going through some decent form, Southend now. As you can see, currently, Southend will be in the top 7. Oh, dear. It wouldn't be a worse feeling for... Oh, this could be a special attack there for Naki Wells. Shot! Why did he blow the whistle there? Oh, he's offside. I tell you what, I credit to these referees who are able to spot these offsides. Dartford are dominating Welling. 3-0 up, they find themselves. Bath and Chelmsford still 0-0. Oxford City have scored against Hungerford, and St Albans have taken lead against Hampton and Richmond Borough FC. Disappointing for Chelmsford's part there so far. No other new goals in the Championship. Let's just quickly check the Champions League, because I've not done a lot of that. Looks like Ajax have just scored against Rangers. Kudos to Mohamed Kudus. You guys are gonna literally hate me the amount of times I do that joke. But kudos to Kudus, who gets the second goal to Ajax. That would mean that they will secure Europa League football. I mean, they practically already have at that point. Bayern Munich have just scored against Inter Milan. This will mean that they definitely have their 100% record in the group stage. No penalty, so it looks like Inter Milan had a really strong case for a penalty. I'll be interested to look at that. Oh, I tell you what, Sheffield United are going to be quite careful here. They're having like a really high line, and sometimes when you see Vyman, Wells and Conway running at the pace that they are, it really can make things very, very stressful for them. But yeah, no goals happening in Group D, which is probably the most anticipated group of the Champions League today. Tell him to get rid of all or nothing Spurs. Yeah, that's definitely what he's watching. Is it laggy again? For God's sake. Half-time Luton 0, Reading 0. Clear-cut chances for both teams. I really hope it doesn't continue. Gatsby's not pleased with it either. I'm not even on my phone. Sometimes when I go on my phone, it stretches the Wi-Fi, but I've just picked a really bad day to stream, clearly. I definitely need to get off Twitter here because I'm going to be incredibly infuriated if I see Chelmsford concede another goal. We've got 8 minutes before half time, which will be a good time for me to do a small Q&A, just a small catch-up as well, because the reason why I like streaming is that, you know, we can be perceived as robots. In fact, George Benson did a really good tweet today, actually, which actually kind of resonated with a lot of my feelings when you try and do a really heavy YouTube schedule. We're not robots. We are actual people trying to do this. And when it's a video format, it's very difficult to make it feel like it's conversational. With streams, it's so easy to make it conversational and open to all of you guys. And I feel like in a way, it's just, I feel more comfortable doing it in that way as well. Now that's some great play by Sheffield United. That's the best play they've had so far. Oh, that's so disappointing. Mukati just with a too heavy touch. Honestly, the football from Sheffield United there was absolutely spectacular. One touch play, 1-2 football. Just honestly perfect play. It was just a shame that Mukati had too heavy of a touch. That would have been absolutely like the perfect build-up to a goal. And they've won a free kick as well, Sheffield United, in the edge of the box. All my predictions technically still on. All of mine, apart from Preston and Swansea, are still on as well. I mean, I would count if Swansea can get 2 goals and win 2-1 as one. So Alex Scott was the one who conceded the foul on Ilman Ndiaye. Yeah, I mean, it's a shirt pull. So, yeah, it will be a yellow card. Look at this here. So it starts on the left-hand side. The pass by Ndiaye there to Mukati and Billy Sharp as well. My God, that build-up was fantastic. Incredible. So it was Ndiaye, Sharp and Mukati. The 3 of them worked some brilliant stuff there. It's just a shame Mukati had the heavy touch to ruin it. Friki comes in. Oh, and it's gone straight to O'Leary. Anything which keeps me on top is super. Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see if you're winning in Ben's league, because I don't know if Liam's continued scoring as many points as you have. Liam, myself, and it wasn't Ben, one other guy, we won the league from last year. But clearly this year, I might just have to take, you know, a seat back and see if Liam could repeat the fortunes he had with the Prediction League last year. How did Wrexham get 8 minutes of added time? Your guess is as good as mine, because I've not watched the game. I'm honestly, once a Gone fan. I could shrug my shoulders and do that as well. I have no idea. Let's actually look at stats. We've not looked at a lot of stats, to be honest. We've looked at it the odd time. No new goals in the Championship, just thought I'd check. So half-time for most of the games, apart from West Brom, Blackpool and Bristol City, Sheffield United, of course. 4 shots to 1. So, as I said, Bristol City looking more likely that they can get something. Ooh, Bristol City playing out from the back, quite dangerous. But in 1 shot on target, though, which was in the way of Sheffield United. 5 corners to 1. So, Bristol City, that's a good counter-attack there. Wells, disappointing. And it's a goal kick. Oh no, it's another Bristol City corner. Right, hang on a minute. So let's see this again. Another brilliant through ball, I think, by De Silva. And it's a short corner again. Bristol City winning a lot of corners. In fact, it's their 6th corner of the game. One offside there, 4 fouls, 1 yellow card, which was very recent. It was to Scott. Only one save that O'Leary had to make, and it was very, very basic. Attack momentum suggests that Bristol City look more likely to score, and I think that's fair. I think that's a fair representation so far. I know you may not do next season, but can I do a video on Plymouth? Well, if I get time off work, I definitely want to try and do the odd, what do you call it? The odd video special when I talk about a team, because I really like doing them, and I've only done a couple this year. I've not done many. I've definitely done a lot more during the pandemic, but even with then, I think the quality is just vastly different now, that they almost feel like it's almost worth remaking them. Plymouth would be a very inspirational one, especially if they get promoted out of League One. Shot! Oh my god! Literally out of nothing. Wow, what a save. Fotheringham just made an outstanding save. I thought that was going top bins. I thought I was going to go absolutely crazy. So Tanner again breaking the play. Oh no, it wasn't even a save. It hit the crossbar. I thought it was an incredible save by Fotheringham. It's a brilliant strike. It rebounds off the crossbar. That's definitely the closest any team has got to scoring today. Well, I tell you what, Sheffield United actually really leave a lot of space. I can see how they've been conceding some goals recently. And it surprises me really. It just seems like a lack of management and organisation at the back. Oh, Naki Wells staying on side, but he wants a penalty. No way, that's a pen. 44th minute, only 1 minute plus stoppage time left. I don't think we'll get more than 2 minutes. If anything, we'll get 1, I'd say. Now, I think there's a foul outside the area, so I actually think Wells is unlucky not to get a foul. Not a penalty, because I think the foul that Osborne made was outside the area. So I think there's a bit of poor refereeing there. Free kick won by Bristol City. Fleck not very happy with that. It's Nord, sorry. Nord not really pleased with that there. Keane Harrow has been fined. Has he been fined? I didn't know if he was fined actually. Here's Andre Vyman. Skipping past Ndai. Oh, that's a decent cross, headed away by Egan. Oh, that's Alex Scott doing well. Look at Scott here. What a save by Fotheringham. What an incredible bit of skill and play by Alex Scott. That's incredible. So it was just... He has no right to even get to the progress that he's done. He's gone past at least 3-4 players to even get to the position that he was. He probably wasn't going to score from that angle. It's from the near post. But that run in itself was incredible. Bristol City never get a penalty, says Paul. If you're talking about the one moment when Wales went down to the floor, I think it's a foul, but I don't think it's a penalty. I think the foul happened outside the box. Coventry up to 19th, as things stand. But yeah, that's a really, really good place for Coventry to be. Oh, it was Tanner this time with the shot. Only 1 minute of added time, and it might have already been taken actually. Right, yep, half time. That quick. Wow. So 46 minutes in, and Andre Vyman hitting the crossbar. Openings, they've just not been able to appear in the final moment, and we thought Vyman did, but obviously he missed his chance by shooting his shot on the crossbar. But it's 0-0 currently, and I've got to say, Sheffield United especially need to do some work in that second half. Vijay has 1 for expected goals. I don't think Silver scored 2 XG, to be honest. It's something I could look into, but I don't think they do it in their stats. But if you're measuring XG, I would roughly say Bristol City might have just under 1 goal, maybe over slightly. And Sheffield United, I wouldn't think they would have 0.3 or 0.4 XG, and that's me probably being a bit generous. So many of the 7:45 games have already kicked off the second half, which is exciting. Still 0-0 with Luton Reading. In terms of the only change, of course, there was Luke Berry for Bradley, as Charlie did say. Why is there a helicopter flying above my house? So, with Preston and Swansea, we had one substitution as well. Whiteman off, but Ledson on, and that nearly led to the goal as well. I mean, 7 minutes later it did. Coventry and Blackburn. Eccles with the assist. I'm pleased for Eccles because I was heavily critical of him when I've seen him live. So, I hope now he can now get a bit more consistency within the starting 11 and he can prove to be an important part in the squad. No changes made there. For Hull and Middlesbrough, no changes made also. Chuba Akpom with that only goal of the game so far. And with West Brom and Blackpool, the only thing was that yellow card from 490. What about the stats? 4 shots to 2. 1, sorry. So as I was mentioning not too long ago, there was only like 2 shots. I mean, there was only 3 shots in total. And now it's 5. So clearly West Brom having those 2 shots on target, near the end of the first half, have proven to show that they've been the more likely team to score. And you can see that from the momentum there. But they need to take chances, If they don't take chances, they will stay in that very, very bad position, which will be 23rd place, which could be 24th place if they lose today. Bluebirds tomorrow, says Vijay there. Half time at West Brom. Yep. Coventry 1-0 up against Blackpool and we ended up losing. Oh, yeah. You're going to be hoping that doesn't happen again, Darraj, actually. Not checked Champions League for a while, actually. Need to check that, actually. We've got a goal. Okay, hang on a minute. So Sporting have taken the lead against Frankfurt. Arthur Gomez with the goal. So that means Frankfurt, as it stands, will be last place in their group. Oh, but Spurs are down there. That must mean Marseille have scored, and they have scored. Chancel Mbemba scores for Marseille. Look at this. Spurs have not been in the game, according to the attack momentum. 47th minute they conceded as well. Oh, and Son out. Oh, it feels like it's all going wrong for Spurs. That is the worst case scenario for Spurs to be in right now. Bayern, as I said, looking like they're going to stay 100%. Barcelona have scored again. Ferran Torres, where his goal was reviewed by VAR, but they have given it. This is like the battle to see who could be the less worst team. So Pilsen scored 3 but conceded 22. Another 0-pointer is Rangers, where they scored 1 but conceded 21. So actually, Rangers and Pilsen will have the same goal difference right now. And there's no other team who've got 0 points. Those are the only 2 teams with 0 points. And yeah, it's impossible for it to be otherwise. Liverpool and Napoli drawing 0-0 at half time, which would deny Napoli's 100% record in the group stage. That's big. God, could you imagine if Spurs drop down to Europa? Right, so since it's half time, this is a chance for you guys to ask me some questions. Anything that you want me to answer in terms of the world of football or anything in general. Could be life counsellor, footballer, cheerleader, all that stuff. I am the person to go to. I am very intrigued about the current... I will actually show the table now, actually, whilst I do that. Well, so what does the table look like now on the halfway stage? Of course, Burnley stay top. This will be Blackburn's 8th defeat of the season. But Sheffield United are missing a big chance here to close the gap on them there. Because they're only drawing to Bristol City. A loss for them there will mean that Blackburn is a big chance to extend their lead from Sheffield United. And Blackburn, of course, have played 1 game more. This will be their 19th game, Blackburn. And in fact, I mean, this is game week 19, so Blackburn have played the maximum amount of games. Coventry, this will be game 16 for them, actually. So they still got 3 games to catch up with. That's insane. So Sheffield United will be 3 points behind, and with a game in hand now, but they are missing a big opportunity, Sheffield United. Swansea and Preston couldn't be closer, to be honest, both on 28 points. Goal difference must not be completely far away either. Luton and Reading playing against each other, mid-table battle. You know, either one wins, then they'll be able to overtake each other from there. Blackpool with a draw so far will put them on 23 points and on 14th place, which they are doing against West Brom right now. Hull losing, but because their relegation rivals Coventry and Middlesbrough both winning in their games, they are both overtaking Hull. This will be a really bad day for Hull, especially. And a bad day for Wigan, who now drop into the bottom 3. There has been another goal between Barrow and Colchester. It's a very bad day for Colchester. A Billy Waters hat-trick, a 9.2 rating. What can I say? Billy Waters has turned up today. And Colchester are last place. They're last place in the table. The only way is up, said a once wise band called Yaz. So we'll see if Colchester can live up to that advice. Okay, I think that's everything that I need to say. Coniston, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Favorite cheese? I thought you said Chinese variety. Favorite cheese variety? Oh, that's impossible for me. I think because of my love of pizza, I probably would say margarita. I like all sorts, really. I've definitely been a bit more palatable, I think that's the right word, with all cheeses. I've always been very against like having a lots of different cheeses. I always look at them being the same thing, but they're not. You can't tell a cheese lover that they're all the same thing. They couldn't be any more different from what they are. Vijay's clearly taken my small blunder there for inspiration for the next question. Favourite Chinese dishes? Oh, 3 of them? Do I have to pick 3? That's impossible. Chow mein's always a good one. I'd say chicken chow mein's always the most common type of chow mein I go for. Do like ribs. Yeah, barbecue would be with egg fried rice. It's another great one. And this is when it gets tough now. Duck wraps are always quite popular. Satay chicken as well. Noodles, all sorts really. It's fair to say I like almost the whole bloody menu. Alex to Elliot is greater than Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland. Well, that was a really good feeling from last year, but of course this year in the game we played against each other this year, Elliot was against me, and it's fair to say he had a very enjoyable time playing against me. How does relegation and promotion work in the North Southern leagues? Right, well, that's a really good question, Coniston, and I'll try and answer it. I think Charlie's almost summed it up. So, in a way, so it is basically, as you can see from the National League, this is the, this is National League South actually. Here's the National League. You can see the bottom 4 teams are in red, which are relegated teams: Yeovil, Maidstone, Gateshead, and Torquay. The only thing I have a bit of a criticism for is that we do have 2 teams from North and 2 teams from South go up. I mean, I'm not against that. The problem is for the relegation teams is that if they're not Northern based, but there's already 2 Southern teams relegated, or there's more than 1 Southern team getting relegated, it means 1 missed out. So I can remember, for instance, Gateshead playing in the Northern League one time as well, where they've had more than 2 Southern teams get relegated. I mean, this would be a really bad situation for the National League South, because Torquay, Gateshead, would Gateshead be classified as South? But yeah, Maidstone, Yeovil, and Torquay especially. Those three are, without a shadow of a doubt, National League South. Gateshead I need to look into it because I can't actually remember where they are geographically. But I'm almost certain they've been either north or south or both, really. But you can see there, those are three southern teams, and what that will have to mean is that one of them would have to sacrifice and go to the North National League. Maybe if we're going by the most northern out of those three, I probably would say Maidstone, because Maidstone's not far away from where I live, actually. It's in Kent, Maidstone. So, and I think Yeovil and Torquay are almost like right at the bottom of the UK as a whole. So, yeah, they'll definitely qualify for that. Because you can see from the National League South, we can't really get like a 25 team league, for instance. You know, it constantly changes. And I can give from there. Hopefully that's made a little bit more sense to you there. No goals from Championship, or no new goals at least. Got a couple of new goals in League One though. Okay, hang on a minute. Let's actually react to this. So Oxford have equalised. Gatlin O'Donker makes it 1-1. That puts Oxford on 18th place, and Fleetwood are they playing against? I mean, Fleetwood actually, they've not updated the table. That's why their Fleetwood look a bit higher. Yeah, so Fleetwood dropped down 5 places. That's brutal to drop down 5 places like that. And Oxford are actually only 2 points behind them now. And finally, Wickham and Port Vale. We have an equalising goal for Port Vale just before half-time as well, James Wilson. And that is not ideal for Wickham because it means they fall back down to mid-table. And with a 5-point gap to the top 6, it's going to be very difficult, especially for how competitive it is. And they've played more games than all the other teams as well. So that would almost confirm for me that I think Wickham have to try and deal with like a season transition. Right, this is the goals. Eccles, yeah. I would question the defending there from the cross. Right, this is going to be Middlesbrough's goal. Cross. Oh, great header by Akpom there. Brilliant. Didn't actually see who managed to do the cross. Akpom doesn't look like he's celebrating. I don't know why. There's Liam Rossini in the crowd. Right, yeah, I mean, he is heavily linked with Hull. I think he will be their new manager then, therefore. It doesn't tell me who assisted Akpom. It was an exquisite cross. Oh, I feel sad. I feel bad whoever crossed it because I didn't get a chance to see who it was. So yeah, Port Vale then go up to 10th and actually overtake Wickham with this draw at the moment. Right, we've got about just under 5 minutes, I think, to the second half starting. I will try and go through more things there. Gateshead is north. Yeah, I mean, it is North Gateshead. But I think it has happened before where Gateshead have been in Chelmsford's Southern League because there have been too many northern teams. So it can happen. It can, unfortunately, happen. It would just have to be one bad journey to go to a game, if that makes sense. It's not. I feel like they could do a lot more to improve it, but it's what we have to stick with. Poor Ballsby, chow mein. Ooh, Kumpo chicken as well. That's really nice, actually. Right, yeah, got about 2-3 minutes to kill before the second half starts. So I'll just explain what's going on in terms of the future for this channel. Obviously, we've got the World Cup coming up. I want to do a sweepstake for that because I think that'll be a lot of fun. But how active I'll be, I don't think I'll be very active at all. I've got to be honest, because there's going to be an exam coming up right at the start of that World Cup. And then near the closing stages of the World Cup, I'll be starting a brand new study course as well. Referees are just walking back out, by the way. And I've just been considering, you know, what's going to make me feel better about my well-being. And the way I see it right now is that I'm deeply considering not posting videos again. It will then just be streaming and then the odd community post for anything video related. Unless I can get things sorted or I can get things done externally, it's just too much time for me, unfortunately. Which I'm hoping it will not go to that, but I am constantly having sleepless nights thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to deliver the news to everyone that I might not do this again? Or if I will do this again, how am I going to do it? That means that I'm going to actually still be better off. So it's a very crazy conundrum I'm in at the moment. But let's not think about now. Let's just think about the second half of this game between Bristol City and Sheffield United, which has just kicked off. Studying the live stream? Who would want to see that? No, not a chance. Yeah, it sounds genius. No, I'm not studying the live stream. Streaming's supposed to be fun. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking of doing. But something is going to have to change. It's just going to have to. I'm just going to have to plan it out. Goal in League One, by the way, between Morecambe and Derby County. Derby equalising there, so a lot of 1-1 draws actually currently. That's bad for Morecambe. They've not updated the table. It means Morecambe dropped down one place to 22nd. But that gap between them and Accrington extends back to 4 points, which would be a relief for Accrington Stanley. For Derby, this is their one game in hand to see if they can potentially overtake Bolton in the top 6. But they're not capitalising at the moment. A win would overtake Bolton, but they have been behind for most of the game, and they've only just now started to make a bit of ground from it. So, quite disappointing there. Right, this is some good play by Sheffield United here. I'm going to be very interested to see how they respond, because I don't think they were good in the first half, Sheffield United there. Oh, not the best headed clearance from Pring. De Silva will collect and boots it away. No danger now. Oh, Vorningham really trying to invite Vyman to press him there. But he did well, to be fair. Really good on the ball. We're seeing a lot more goalkeepers try and play well on the ball. You know, if not, you know, these ball-playing goalkeepers is definitely one of the biggest evolutions in the modern game. Right, headed away. The mighty Maidstone. What's going on with Maidstone today? You know, I've only just mentioned where Maidstone is in this world. Unless they're beating a team. I mean, Maidstone are playing today. Who are they playing? I mean, it's 0-0 for them there. Unless they've equalised against... Unless you mean Maidenhead, who may have equalised there. I don't know. Don't know what you guys are on about sometimes. I can already see Sheffield United have improved. McAtee now against Cameron Pring. Basham. McAtee with the cross. Header. Oh, it's not a good one! And it's a goal! Just like that. It was very easy for Sheffield United in the end. And it's only taken them 3 minutes in the second half. I said Sheffield United immediately looked better. And just like that, they've got a goal. Charlie Brown saying, come on. Did you predict a Sheffield United win, maybe? Oh, a chant. Oh, there you go. Right. Is he on side? As long as it doesn't hit Sharp. Yeah, it doesn't hit Billy Sharp. It's Zach Viner who initially tries to head it, but he just gives an assist for Ilman Ndiaye, who no one's marking. Easy for him. O'Leary could go out more and be more commanding as a goalkeeper. Gets nowhere near the ball. So poor from Viner, and especially poor by O'Leary as well. But Sykes is arguably the one who should have been looking at Ndiaye there in that position. 1-0 Sheffield United within 3 minutes in of the second half. 8th championship goal this season. You said 2-0 Sheffield United there. Constant went with 3-1. I've gone for a 1-1 draw, which might... I mean, had Bristol City scored with their dominance in the first half, maybe it would have been. But Sheffield United already looked twice the team that they did in the first half. There's another goal, actually. I've only just noticed. Hull have equalised against Middlesbrough. That's a big moment in that game. Cyrus Christie, one of the more experienced players in the Championship, equalising for Hull there. Now, that would mean Middlesbrough drop back down to the bottom three, as you can see. God, I tell you what, Middlesbrough probably don't deserve to be the bottom three, arguably. But if they keep dropping points like this and winning positions, they're going to stay in that position. They really need to try and sort something out with their consistency. Looks like Matty James is getting a yellow card. Oh, yeah, it's not the best of challenges at all, to be honest. So, yeah, yellow card for Bristol City. It's gone to Matty James. That's the second yellow card of the game. And the second one to Bristol City. Charlie Brown's keeping a points tally of everyone so far, I think. Right. Some good play by Ndiaye there. Going to switch it to the Preston game. You're going to switch it to the Preston game if you're bored? Too bad, it's one more goal for what you're seeing with Luton and Reading. What a difference. Honestly, this, as I said, they're twice the team I saw in that first half. They're actually playing with the ball and with confidence and with belief. And it's just what one goal does to you. Some teams buckle and they lower their guard when they've got that safety cushion. A bit like a contingency in a way. They've got like a backup. But I've got to give it to Sheffield United. They've definitely not only responded the right way from taking the lead, but they already look a lot more confident on the ball. And I don't think they've even changed that much tactically. I just really think down to commitment, down to more players making runs. Oh, great nutmeg from Ndiaye, and it's a save by O'Leary. That would have been a saucy goal had he scored from nutmegging Matty James. Charlie Brown wants Borough to get something. He must have predicted 2-1 Borough. Likewise with me, I predicted 2-1 Borough as well. Yeah, it is your prediction as well. Oh, Borough have scored. Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. I didn't. Oh, Charles for Bristol City. Oh, God, that was close. Corner for Bristol City. I thought that might be my prediction for this game shown in front of me. But it's a goal for Middlesbrough. So Hull have equalised, but they didn't stay equalised for very long whatsoever. I don't know who scored for Middlesbrough, but that's a big goal. So it means Middlesbrough return to 18th place and will be alongside Coventry for the fact that they're both winning their games. Corner goes in. But Fotheringham catches it very comfortably. Great goalkeeping. Constance's watching Rangers Ajax. Well, you're going to get goals, so probably a good choice. Unless you want an unpredictable game, I wouldn't watch it. But if you want to see goals, that's the game to go to. Charlie, we can both celebrate Middlesbrough winning 2-1 now. If we get a Blackburn goal, there's going to be limbs. Well, they will be. They have scored against 100%. I don't know who scored for. Had the stands. It will be Napoli who go top. Thank you. Oh, Notts County. It 1-1. That means that Wrexham will close the gap to Notts County by 1. Just like that. One game when you drop points, you can see how much the gap closes. Incredible. Gateshead now 2-1 down to Chesterfield. That'll be a good win for Chesterfield, actually, because they'll stay. Definitely found some. Finally found some. Bath and Chelsea are still 0-0, which I'm disappointed with. Dartford of Welling still 4-1. Yeah, but they've won, haven't they? Oh, get in! Oh, get in. That's really crucial. This is really crucial. 1-0 Chelmsford. I caught that absolutely perfectly. What does that mean? 10 wins for us now. And we'll be joint on points with having a Waterloo for having played a game more. Wow. Dartford are currently top of the... Stop winning if they can. But that's a really big goal. Oh my god, get in. Get in. Come on, keep this going, guys. Still 3-0 though. It's a shame that not all clubs from Essex can perform when they need to. Oh, Lincoln have just scored against Accrington. Now, that's big, actually, because it means Accrington will be losing a point here. Jack Diamond from the penalty spot. He was immense when I saw him play against Ipswich. Accrington will be on 16. Morecambe, if they can win, which they're not, they're drawing against Derby. If they can find a winner. Wickham are now 2-1 up. Lewis Wing. That means Wickham are now slowly but surely starting to enter back into the conversation within the top 6. It's crazy how things can change so quickly. And there's been no other goals in the championship. So we've caught up with all the goals. Sound is coming out. It's working. Right. Oh, for goodness sakes. I don't know why. If I just like slightly nudge a cable, the sound just mutes. You know, so it's disappointing, but hopefully it works now. I hope it wasn't muted for long. Maybe it cut out when I was celebrating Chelmsford's goal, probably. Oh, okay. Alex Scott with a small opening for Bristol City. Good tackle. What a tackle that was by Oliver Norwood. That is incredible defending. It's okay. Nice. That's what I need to hear. It's Harry and Ludovicia, by the way, who scored for Chelmsford there. Need 2 Swansea goals in the next 20. Yeah, same here. I don't think it's going to happen for us, unfortunately, Charlie. Just to get 1 point, I need 2 Swansea goals. Need 1 Sheffield United goal. I need a Bristol City goal, you know. And Bristol City currently are looking better now. It looks like in the first 10 or so minutes, Sheffield United looked really like peak Sheffield United. But Bristol City, to be fair, have now started to improve. Scott now with the ball. Oh, that would have been an incredible solo goal by Scott again. Alex Scott is honestly making this game 10 times the match it should be. Some of the solo runs he's making, he looks like the real deal. If he can just work on his shooting accuracy, he really can be something special. Charlie's not happy with the Leeds under 21 teams. Oh, we can't have everything, unfortunately. I'm a bit shocked that Luton and Reading's got no goals. I said 3-1 Luton. So, yeah, very disappointed in my prediction on that game. Currently 3 points from Hull and Middlesbrough, though. Would be very nice if I could get a draw here, because that would be 2 correct scores. Speaking about Leeds, I watched the game versus Liverpool. Yes, I saw the Somerville goal actually. Oh, this could be a chance. Oh, O'Leary making a mess out of it. But he does recover it. My God. O'Leary just looks too nervous for a goalkeeper for my liking. I would be having heart attacks every time he touched the ball. So there was like a long ball and Billy Sharp nearly pressed O'Leary out of it, and there was a bit of a scuffle between the two. But O'Leary was not penalised, so no penalty for Sheffield United. What an incredible moment it was indeed. But what's up with Liverpool? Liverpool just clearly going through a difficult season. Injuries have not helped, like with many teams, but Liverpool have really struggled this year. And I think losing Mane's been a big part of it as well. Oh, no penalty? Okay, now that is controversial to me. That, I think, is a bit more controversial than the last challenge in the first half. Maybe a bit theatrical in the way that Wales went down there. But I'm sure there's contact. Ben Osborne for Sheffield United in the edge of the box. Here's Jack Robinson, who I've barely noticed actually in this game. Ben Osborne, and it's a good block. Here come Bristol City again, really trying Bristol City. I can definitely see that they're trying to force things in this game. Oh, it looks like Scott's down. He definitely does not want to be down now at this stage. Right, game's going to stop. This gives me time to promote the stream. So guys, if you've not liked the stream, please do so. We've made it to... Oh, yellow card awarded for that as well. I'm a bit surprised about that. We're on 11 likes, by the way. So guys, if you've not smashed the like button, please do so. We're not doing particularly hot on the likes part today. There's 15 of you here and there's 11 likes. Guys, if you could smash the like button, it would be absolutely amazing. There's more viewers than likes. So please do smash the like button if you've not done so. It does really help the growth of this channel. Let's try and get to 20 likes. That'll be amazing. We've gained a sub. Thank you guys so much to whoever just subscribed. We're 1524. We could get to 1525 today, which would be a decent achievement. It'll be a quarter of the way between 500 and 600. Of course, as I promised, 2,000 subscribers is the time that I shave my beard. And honestly, all of my family are just eagerly anticipating to the day where I shave my beard. Well, there you go. We got it. Thank you so much. It was James Mukherjee who laid off that foul on Alex Scott. So he's been booked. The first yellow card for Sheffield United. Oh, okay. No, so guys are trolling that. All right, I'll forget it. I got the message. You don't want me to promote the stream. I see how it is. That's fine. I'll just leave it as it is. I'll be surprised. Chance! Oh, my God. That was close. Semenyo, who's just been on the pitch. I didn't actually see who he subbed off. I was clearly not paying attention. I think I was just looking out of the game. Semenyo's been on the pitch. Oh, that is really unlucky from Bristol City. Really close. He must have gone on for Mark Sykes, Semenyo, and he has. Didn't even notice that because, Mark Sykes, I wouldn't say he was the cause for the opening goal, but he would have been the one who would have asked to mark Indai, who was the inevitable goal scorer. Free kick awarded to Bristol City now. And I think the yellow cards are starting to accumulate up now. Don't know if the referee got a yellow card or not, if I've just seen things. It looks like Billy Sharp's going off the pitch. Charlie wants a Blackburn goal desperately. Blackburn have not drawn yet this season, Charlie. I don't think we should expect one, unfortunately. Fleck and Sharp are going off, with Ender Stevens and Oliver McBurney going on. I did say Oliver McBurney was the one player which I felt would be a good option off the bench if things went wrong. But with things going right, he'd be just a good backup just to make sure that Sheffield United continue with their attack. Gatsby, you've been really quiet today, actually. He's been a really good boy. Right, long direct ball going into Bristol City's box. And that's throwing Bristol City. Bristol City now starting to get more into their area there. And I could definitely hear the home crowd feeding off that as well. Thrown to Sheffield United. Vijay's asked how the Royals are doing. Well, it's still... it is still 0-0, I was going to say. I thought I was seeing a random goal. But yeah, it's one of 2 games that are still 0-0. So Luton and Reading, if I look at stats... Oh my gosh, look at that. 12 shots to 4. 2 shots on target each. So it looks more like to me that Reading have been quite wasteful. But only 10 minutes. They're talking about the goal that should have been given offside, even though that Billy Sharp was did not touch the ball, because it's an interference in an offside position, should be disallowed. Is that a bit unlucky on Bristol City's part? Maybe, but I wouldn't. I personally think that was down to poor defending. Semenyo, and he's crossing it to no one. Sheffield United managed to clear it away. It's a throw to Bristol City. And Bristol City looking a little bit more likely now to potentially get the next goal if we're going to get any goal. I would not be surprised if the next goal goes into Bristol City's way, because they were quite... I wouldn't say they were bad, but they definitely struggled in the opening 10 minutes of the second half when Sheffield United started to implement their peak football. But since then, Bristol City have really built themselves back up, to be fair to them. Looks like the Napoli goal against Liverpool has been chalked off, which I think is a bit unfair for them. Oh, that's some good play there. Weimann with the cross, headed away. That's Stevens this time. Wells wants a free kick. Wells. The fans are not happy with Wells staying down. Referees played on, and Sheffield United win it back. I was just going, okay, Pilsen made it quite interesting against Barcelona. It's 3-2. It's not as one-sided as it was. Okay, Pilsen, they might throw a game going on here. Bayern Munich now 2-0 up. They're looking like they will be collecting maximum points. I was checking to see. Right, okay, goal for Spurs as well. So, Longley gets an equalising goal with Perisic assisting. As I said, a draw is all that Spurs need. Because Spurs, as it stands, are going through to the Champions League round of 16. There is a Frankfurt equaliser from the penalty spot. Right, we'll go back to that game. Header. Oh, Weimann doesn't head into the right direction there. Oh my god, that was close. Tanner, what a strike and a goal that would have been. Oh my gosh, the height was perfect. The power was insane. Literally just ran the ball, literally frustrated. It was a knuckleball of a shot if I ever saw one. But it rebounds off the post. Incredibly unlucky by the youngster there. Fotheringham couldn't get anywhere near that. That would have been an incredible goal had that gone in. That's twice that Bristol City have now hit the woodwork. Throw into Bristol City. My God. Oh, Charlie, I hate to disclose it to us, but Middlesbrough are now 3-1 up. So the 2-1 came from Figueiredo scoring an own goal. It means we lose out on 3 points. Well, no, 2 points technically, because we get 1 from this. But it's actually ended 3-1 to the away side. I don't know who scored for Middlesbrough, but this will only be 1 point added to our prediction totals now. Yeah, Chelsea still leading as well. I mean, look at this, 6-0 St Albans. What's going on with Hampton Richmond Borough FC? They've completely been awful. Ndiaye with the yellow card. Another free kick to Bristol City. 2-2 now between Wickham and Port Vale. Free kick. Oh, it's just poor again. Scott should do better there. Not the best of free kicks. Doesn't find anyone. Straight to the hands of Fotheringham, making that look very easy. Charlie's not happy with Middlesbrough. Well, we can't do anything about it. We don't have the control. We can only try our best to predict these games. Right, long ball going in. Sheffield United with McBurney. And yeah, it's just now Bristol City passing out from the back here. They've got 20 minutes, Bristol City, to see if they can get something there. And I'm saying that about Bristol City because they have hit the woodwork. I know they've fallen behind early in the second half, but since going behind, I think Bristol City have actually done very well. They've definitely clawed back into it. Because I would say first half, I think they narrowly edged it. I think it was close, but I think they narrowly edged it. In this second half, I think it's more of the same. Sheffield United having their big spell in the beginning, but now it's Bristol City's turn to try and imply the pressure. I still can't believe how good that shot was. I was really sad that didn't go in. That would have been an incredible goal. I'm rotting in the bottom half of the league, says Coniston. You're talking about the prediction league? Well, it's I wouldn't call it rotting. You know, there's no relegation involved. Right, well, Fotheringham's going down. Whether it's a time-wasted thing or an actual injury, it will mean that we definitely get an increase of stoppage time. But showing us the latest scores. So, yeah, 1-0 Coventry, 3-1 Middlesbrough, still 0-0 between Luton and Reading. Preston are still winning, and West Brom and Blackpool still drawing 0 as well. You're not going to believe this, but it's another own goal that was Hull's third conceded goal. So Christie now scoring in both ends of the pitch. So ultimately, Christie giving us the chance to get 3 points now takes 2 away from us by being a bit of a div and scoring in the wrong end of the pitch. That's what's happened there. Let's see what the table currently looks like. So, Blackburn with their 8th defeat will be on 33. Sheffield United are taking full advantage with their game in hand and are winning it. Although, Sheffield United's next game is against Burnley. Now, that will be very interesting. I've only just noticed that. Their next game is against Burnley, who, of course, are top of the league. That's proving to be a really big game. I've had that involve Burnley in 2 of their last 3 games before the World Cup. They've got to play Sheffield United and Blackburn, which is incredible. I think they've only got 2 games left, Burnley, before the World Cup. And they've got to play their 2 main rivals, which is incredible. Or their competitive rivals, at least. Swansea and Preston, neck and neck within the top 6. Luton and Reading in around the mid-table position there. Blackpool still drawing, so they'll be up in 14th. Bristol City with another defeat will find themselves in 15th. Middlesbrough and Coventry living life to the fullest, but they're both winning their games. Middlesbrough looking very comfortable. Coventry not as much, but looking good so far. West, like it's enough. 2 goals like the one in Yamex. Oh, don't remind me, Coniston. I'm not on the wrist. I'm still not over that. Matty James, let's see if Bristol City can find some grit to get a goal back. Conway. Tackled. Oh, this could be a chance for Semenyo. Oh, what's that delivery? Honestly, the final ball is crap for Bristol City. If they work on that final ball, they are such a dangerous team. The intelligence of Semenyo, Conway and Vyman to get into the positions that they get to are sometimes sensational, but their final ball to try and communicate to one another is atrocious. It really, really is. Right, so let's see what happens here. Another free kick for Bristol City. It's Tanner who got fouled there. Definitely a sense of frustration going around Bristol City as well, which I definitely think they need to tone down. The worst feeling you can get when chasing the game is feeling frustration. Oh, he kept the ball in somehow. Ndai didn't manage to take advantage. At one stage, it was 1 versus 1, but To be fair, Bristol managed to recover quite well, actually. It's turning to be a bit scrappy. Right, okay. Here's Alex Scott. Right. Ooh, James. A bit of an opening there. Okay. Wells goes for goal and it's blocked. Scott tries to chase it, but Bulldog gets ahead. Pring up against Indai. It's not the... I don't know what he's doing there. Blackburn red card, says Dalraj. Right, why a red card? Was it conceding a penalty? Well, I guess we'll find out. Took a lead one by 1 point. Yeah, so Jake Garrett gets a red card. It must be maybe preventing a goal scoring opportunity. I don't know, but clearly it wasn't a penalty, therefore. Bradley Dack is on for Sammy Smodics. There's no reason why I just said Bradley Dack's name there. But yeah, red card for Jake Garrett there. And as it stands, Coventry still looking like that they will get 20 points and 19th place in the table. Definitely some groans going from the Bristol City crowd. They're not liking Sheffield United simulation. Basham is now down. I was thinking what I was going to do. Okay, I was thinking I was wanting to do something, but then you know when you just a brain fart and you just have no idea what you were just thinking of. Right, so we may have a substitution for Sheffield United. Kieran Clark potentially going on. Is this a bit of a tactic to try and get the game done? I'm just checking. Have I just signed in? I'm just multitasking, so it's why I'm not talking. Napoli's goal was cancelled. Yeah, I checked it quite recently, so it clearly must have been disallowed from VAR. If Sheffield United score again, I have a 3-point lead going into tomorrow. Right, yeah, Basham going off, and Kieran Clark is indeed going on the pitch. Right, has it actually happened? Sorry, I'm just looking into something. Just multitasking. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Charlie, I've just looked into the threshold things. I'm going to send you some details later on. Right, 78 minutes. Still 1-0 to the Blades, which will be a great result because they will be only 1 point below the automatic promotion places. And they've got an extra game to play over Blackburn as well. We've only got like a very few amount of midweek games for the Championship next week. We've got a full round this week, but for next week, it's going to be most of the games being played are going to be the games that were cancelled or postponed due to the Queen dying. I think Scott got caught there and he's in a lot of pain. Yeah, a couple of stoppages now going on in this game, which is not suiting Bristol City whatsoever. Still 0-0 between Luton and Reading. That game is looking increasingly likely that that's going to end as a 0-0 draw now. One tiny positive if you're a Colchester fan. They have got a consolation goal. It's 3-1 to Barrow. Freddie Sears, who's still with their goal scoring form. Double substitution for Bristol City. Matty James and Naki Wells are off. Joe Williams and Chris Martin are on the pitch. was I going to say? Yeah, so yeah, Freddie Sears with Alan Judge getting the assist. 11 points still for Colchester there. Just going to check all the other ones as well. Chelmsford looking like they're still just about winning in the 90th minute. Oh, I don't want to look at that now. I'm going to be too nervous now. I wish I had not seen that. So, for the National League, what have we got going on there? Looks like Notts County still drawing for now. Wrexham only just leading Maidenhead still. Things could change very quickly still for the top two. Chesterfield still winning. Solihull Moors winning now 1. Southend with a brilliant win there. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, so Williams is now down. Referee, I think, needs to start getting some control. There's a lot of stoppages going on here. So no goals between Tranmere and Stockport. For League 1, as you can see, there's been... Oh, there's an equaliser goal for Accrington I've not noticed. Harvey Rogers with the assist. Okay, so all 4 games have been draws so far, and looks like it's going to stay that way, being how close it is. Preston still 1-0 up. Luton 0-0 there. Coventry still holding on there as well. A lot of... Oh, now that's an awful challenge by Norwood. I've just seen it back now. That's a dreadful challenge. 1 single goal tonight could affect the whole top of the Prediction League table. Yeah, Blackburn's equaliser would. By a long, long way. Just 2 weekends and 1 midweek till the World Cup starts. Well, this is the 1 midweek. We've got Ben... Alright, well, technically no. Well, actually, what we've got this midweek games here. Then it's FA Cup weekend, for what I know. Then what we have is a couple of midweeks due to catching up to the Queen dying. And then the week after this one will be the final week of games before the World Cup. I think I've got that right. Blackpool's score and Once a Growing Fan will be joint up. Oh, wow. That's another thing that could definitely change things as well. Coniston says it's ended 1-0 Coventry. That is a brilliant win for the Sky Blues. So just to remind you what the table's looking like. This win for Coventry puts them on 19 points. Another defeat for Blackburn. They just can't get a draw this season by the looks of things. 19 games and still no draws. Has any team gone through as many games without a draw than Blackburn? They're the anti-Millwall. Because Millwall like to draw their games, but Blackburn just refuse to draw a game. It's either win or lose, give or take. But this is a crucial win. Coventry, not only outside of relegation zone for the first time this season, but they've also got 3 games in hand from most teams as well. That could really come in handy. Right, this could be a good chance for Sheffield United here. Norwood. He's going for himself. A bit selfish on his part. And I think that might be a corner. Hindai's down. I mean, Norwood, I think, was quite selfish there. I don't think he should have taken the shot on his own. Oh, I mean, to be fair, actually, I've only just saw Ndai's pick. Well, I was thinking, why are you not passing to Ndai? He was limping as he was running on, so he's definitely pulled something here. Well, yeah, the Bristol City crowd would not like it, but he has definitely pulled something. This is not him faking an injury. So Sheffield United, as you say, 1 point behind Blackburn. Blackburn could live to regret losing to Coventry here. Still Mr. Preston 0-0 record. Well, it's not quite the same. Yes, it's ended 1-0 Preston there. We're still waiting for a couple more full times. So Luton Reading still playing and Hull Middlesbrough still playing. That game's pretty much concluded. Luton and Reading still 0-0, so things could change in there. And then after that, we've only got the 2 late games, including this one. So yeah, only 2 full times so far. What's even really annoying is that I've predicted a couple of 1-0s as well. The first two results coming in have been 1-0s, but they've just been 1-0s to the wrong team, which has been very frustrating. Oh, Vyman! Oh, shot! And it's straight at Fotheringham. Alex Scott. Ball coming back in by Conway. Vyman with a half volley. But it's straight at Fotheringham. He was even down to his knees saving that. Here's Baldock. Throwing Bristol City. Bristol City are the team pushing for me for getting this next goal. Right, Chelmsford have won. Thank goodness for that. Very crucial win that is to get an away win the way that they got it. Hull and Middlesbrough is also full time. Referee really needs to get some control. Finally, he's got another yellow card. He really needs to, because Sheffield United are definitely taking advantage of just slowing the game down and just consistently fouling Bristol City. Kieran Clark with a yellow card. But apparently Bath nearly snatched an equaliser from us there. Don't want to know. Free kick taken for Bristol City in the edge of their box. And nothing comes from it. Goal kick. It's going exactly what Sheffield United would have wanted, really. It feels like it's going to be another moment of Bristol City just not taking their chances, really. Oh, goal! Oh my gosh, I've not seen it. I was daydreaming. That's a big goal. At the Hawthorns, West Brom with a goal. 0-0 ended at Kenilworth Road. Yeah, goal West Brom. That is a big moment for their season. That puts Wigan in 23rd, I think, or does it not? No, it does not. It actually stays with West Brom staying in 23rd. But it means West Brom are now only 2 points behind safety, which is really crucial for them there. It's crazy I have to say that with West Brom, but they're playing with catch-up right now. And they really, really could do with a win soon. This will be Corberan's first win in charge as well. So it looks like, wise with Carrick, they're going to get a win for the second time of asking. I'm intrigued to know who scored. But it could be another game that ends 1-0 as another... I'm so annoyed that I predict so many 1-0 wins for my score predictions this week, but they're just none of them are just going to the team I expected it to. Definite free kick there. Robinson with the foul. Free kick taken for Bristol City there. Right. We need to strap ourselves in, guys. I think this is going to be a really, really big ending. Yeah, Constant. I think. I honestly, I think it's going to be difficult for it to end 3-1 to any side. I think Charlie must have predicted 2-0 Sheffield United, so he definitely would want Sheffield United to score. I'm on the edge from this because Bristol City are probably the team most likely to score, and I've predicted 1-1. It's not going to happen, isn't it? Because dear old Lex Alexis, he can't get his 1-1 draw here, so I have to make it impossible for me to get it. Although that's a good attack for Bristol City here. Martin. Not quite cleared. Semenyo. Is he offside? Yeah. Charlie Brown wants the late limbs from Blackpool. I would not mind that because I predicted a 1-1 draw in that game. West Brom and Blackpool. That's good. That's actually really good defending by Sheffield United there. Good offside trap there. Jim Bob, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the chat, my man. Right, 89th minute in, 15 seconds left before we eventually get to stoppage time, which I think will be around 5-6 minutes. We have had a couple of players going down for injuries, so it definitely won't be a short amount of stoppage time. I think 5 to 6. It's more than what I expected. It's 8 minutes of added time. I didn't expect 8 minutes, but we're giving 8 minutes. 8 minutes is what we have to the end of this game. You and what is that? 130 assistants. I mean, I've not got your prediction saved because I wouldn't know how many points you've kind of got. I mean, I'm not going to do the points until Wednesday's games are done. That's going to be the main difference. But that is crazy if both of you are on the same amount of points. God, that's going to be really, really intense. Well, there'll be a competition between you two, so I'll enjoy that. Alright guys, we're in the final 8 minutes of the game, so if you've not smashed the like button, please do smash the like button. It really does help the growth of this channel when you do so. We're on 14 likes, so guys, let's try and get to 20 likes if we can before the end of this stream. I don't think we're going to hit our 30 like target today, but we can definitely try and get to 20, and that'll be amazing if we can. And if you've not hit the subscribe button, please also do so as well. We've actually done a little bit alright with the subscribers today. We're on 1,526. Which is one step closer to 2,000, and that would mean if we get to 2,000, I shave my beard. So ultimately, one subscriber means it's one step closer for me being completely baby-faced. But that will be the dream to get to 2,000, and honestly, thank you guys so much for the continued support. It's going to make tomorrow very exciting. Yeah, it will be. I don't think I'll be able to stream, sadly. Although, actually, no, now that I think about it, if it is FA Cup weekend, unless I do an FA Cup prediction special, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've not thought about the FA Cup. Right. Not Sheffield United. Bristol City have got a long throw in that they're going to take by Semenyo. Not the best of throw-ins. And it's a goal kick. But it's not a popular choice there. Referee has said it's a goal kick. I don't know if that's right. It feels like it hits Osborne last. So yeah, that's a very poor decision by the referee there. Cool, that's really... yeah, I'm not surprised that the players did not like that at all. And Sheffield United are going to be taking their time with that goal kick as well. It's going their way. And free kick awarded to Sheffield United, which they'll be taking their time with as well. I'll also be keeping my eye with West Brom and Blackpool as well, as that game's still hanging in the balance. Still 1-0 to the Baggies, which will be a really crucial win for their season. Only their third win of the season. Now, that is incredible, now that I think about it. For them to only have 3 wins shouldn't feel like it should be possible, but that is the situation they find themselves. And it means Huddersfield, despite picking up a great win last weekend, they fall back down to last place in the Championship. It does mean, however, if they can win their game in midweek against Sunderland, they can now be within 1 point of safety. And that would actually mean, well, apart from West Brom, that would mean that every single team in this league will be averaging at least 1 point a game. I don't think I've ever seen that before, honestly. I actually don't think I've ever seen it happen before. That would be an incredible stat, actually. You're going to head off earlier. That is absolutely no worries by me. You do what you have to do. Thank you, Coniston, for turning up today. Eric has asked, is it finished? It's not finished yet, if anything but. We've got 4 minutes still of added time to go through. Definitely Bristol City pushing more to get something. But Sheffield United, to be fair to them, have defended quite well. Okay, here comes Bristol City again with their chances here. Martin, just outside the box. It's straight up following him. It's too easy. That's really the thing. I feel like Bristol City are almost so frustrated to the point that they want to get something testing Fotheringham, but they need to make him dive for the ball, you know. And I think that just goes to credit about how good. Oh, now that is a really bad challenge. Red card alert. George Tanner. Oh, and there's a fight going on. Oh, that's not working. Referee's lost control of the game. I said that the referee needed to get control of the game, and he's lost it. We've got like 2 little scraps, and I think it's now starting to calm down there. Tanner's going for the showers. I mean, yeah, any chance that Bristol City had now is over. That's an awful challenge. Horrendous. And I already saw George Tanner as a very frustrated figure in the final couple of minutes. So when I saw it was him that got sent off, and because I thought, oh, I feel bad. Yeah, I mean, that is a dreadful challenge on Mukati. That is awful. I mean, McBurney's really not happy with it. I mean, I'm not surprised. And Mukati is still down. He's looking better, but he got absolutely destroyed. Jesus. It's powerful to the point that it almost feels quite impressive, but obviously you don't condone that sort of tackle in the game. George Baldock has received a yellow card as well, I assume he's probably been involved with the incident there. And Joe Williams also a yellow card as well, so there must have been a moment between those two. Yeah, Drew Terry is saying bottom of the league. Well, that's what happens when your competition are now winning games. You now have to back that up now, trying to beat Sunderland. So we'll see if they can do that. I don't know how much added time they've got at the Hawthorns, but they're still playing in that game as well. I think this game's going to last a little bit longer now, following the delay from the red card. How can they complain about that being a red? Well, it's definitely a red card. I just think Bristol City have just naturally felt so frustrated the way that Sheffield United have cancelled them out. And it's just a lack of mentality or morals, you know, which is what unfortunately we see a lot in football these days. But yeah, they can't complain. It's definitely a red card. I saw that. You would have seen my reaction. I was like, the tackle itself was impressive in a way, but I don't condone that sort of violence, and it was definitely no hesitation for the referee. But you just sometimes see with the body language, and I said countless times, referee needs to get more control in this game. And what happens? A tackle like that happens, and he loses control. And it meant we had 2 other players getting yellow cards as well. Proper Brexit tackle. You know what? That's probably the best description I've heard. Yeah, exactly that. Can we see Gatsby? He's quite far away from us, actually. He is still here. So the fact he's lasted a full stream is quite impressive, actually. He has been here for the whole time. I might cut out, but yeah, there he is. Right there in the distance. He has made it. You actually going to say hello? He's going to yawn instead. So you've been asleep this whole entire time while I've been screaming my head off with Brexit tackles and poor defending from set pieces. So we made it to the 99. Mike's cutting out a little bit. Wrexham at a point gap, says Wallace, a Gromit fan. So actually, I do need to talk about that. So West Brom have won, by the way. It has ended 1-0 to West Brom. That's a crucial win. Only their 3rd win of the season. We're going to have a bit of time left with this game following the red card incident. Oh no, it's full time. Okay. 99th minute is where the game ends. It has ended. That's a pretty feisty affair between these two sides. It was more feisty than I expected it to be. And honestly, I think apart from the Brexit tackle and the goal, it wasn't necessarily the best of games. I'd say Bristol City would feel like they should have got more from it, but I think they've got serious problems defending. They really do. I think based on the injuries they've got, that's a real problem there. But I think even with their attack, I can see that they're getting to some brilliant runs, but in terms of actually directing their deliveries on target, they've not done a great job with that. Fotheringham has not really needed to make some brilliant saves. They've hit the woodwork twice to be there, Bristol City, so I think they are quite unlucky today. I think any other day they might get at least a draw from that. Sheffield United didn't need to do a lot. O'Leary didn't even really need to do a lot in goal, but the goal that happened came from like a cross coming in. Viner tries to head it away. He turns out that he heads it backwards, giving an assist to Ndai. No one there marking him. Controversy as it was Billy Sharp who was in an offside position, who was in between the two defenders, but he didn't touch the ball. So you can argue he was interfering with play in an offside position, and at that point that would be disallowed. But he doesn't touch the ball, so it's one of those ones. Like if the referee doesn't notice he's offside, he's naturally not going to notice it, and clearly he didn't notice it. So if VAR was there, they probably would have looked at it and probably would have disallowed the goal. To be honest. What's Neil Warnock's number again? So, Wallace and Guamifan was asking about Wrexham, because I'll look into that, because that was a big win for Wrexham today. Yeah. So, it has ended like it was. So, Notts County have dropped points with a 1-1 draw against Bromley. Wrexham hold on to that 1-0 win, and now it's only a 1-point gap, so now it becomes exciting again with the National League. Chelmsford held on with a win against Bath, which is a brilliant result. Bath are a decent team. They're 7th place, as you can see, in the National League South. So that's a really, really good win for them there. 4 of the 6 championship games today ended 1-0. So I'm really frustrated because I actually predicted a lot of 1-0s, but clearly I predicted them with the wrong team. So yeah, there's Chelmsford. They narrowly edged Bath by 1-0. Dartford just keep winning and they need to slow down because they really are starting to pull away a little bit there. To be fair, Chelmsford have got 2 games in hand over them and they can overtake them if they can get good results in all of them there. League 2, there wasn't many games tonight. We had Colchester against Barrow and we had Stockport against, I can't remember, Tranmere. So Colchester, from that defeat, they're now rock bottom of the table with the same amount of games being played as most teams. Barrow, with that win, they secure their place in the top 6 for now. The draw between Stockport and Tranmere doesn't really do much for either one of these teams. All of these games have ended in a draw, so practically the table is going to look roughly the same. So not much point talking about the League 1 table. Finally, for the Championship, as I said, 4 games ending 1-0, 2 red cards in total as well. So, as you can see, Burnley still top of the league. It looks like Spurs actually won, actually. Actually, I didn't check Champions League. Forgot to check. So, Liverpool beat Napoli. Okay. So, yeah, Liverpool won it. Salah and Nunez with the goals. But it looks like despite that, I think Napoli go through because they've got a better head-to-head record. Rangers have got a goal. They've scored their 2nd goal. James Tavernier from the penalty spot, but it wasn't enough for them to win. 0 points, 2 goals scored and 22 conceded. Victoria Pilsen, they scored 5 goals, but 24 conceded. So if we're going to go by goal difference records, the team with the worst Champions League experience in this campaign goes to, it's not Victoria Pilsen, it's Rangers with a minus 20 goal difference and with only 2 goals scored. That is shocking. That's less than Dynamo Zagreb, for instance. That's even less than Celtic, and Celtic have got 1 other game against Real Madrid to play. Although, to be fair, in fact, no, Copenhagen actually. Didn't think about them. Yeah, they've not scored a single goal. Okay, so you're not the lowest goal scorers in the league, at least. but Copenhagen have only conceded 11 goals. But the big news is that Spurs beat Marseille by 2-1. So despite Marseille setting those fireworks off, it didn't affect the outcome. Spurs qualify as champions, and Marseille finish rock bottom of their group, and by a dramatic win by Frankfurt, Sporting, who were incredible in their first couple of games, have now dropped to Europa. Incredible. I did not expect that, actually. I was not expecting to see Sporting fall down to Europa League. Right, before I get sidetracked and distracted again, this is what the table for the Championship looks like going into tomorrow's games. Burnley and Blackburn still top, but Sheffield United closing the gap by 1 point and with a game in hand over Blackburn, of course. QPR, Norwich and Swansea still in the top 6. Preston move up quite a few places following their win against Swansea. Luton and Reading stay around their mid-table position. Bristol City in 14th place with that defeat. Blackpool with that defeat, they stay in 15th place there. Middlesbrough and Coventry with huge wins in their season, they rise up from the bottom 3 to get to 18th and 19th place. Hull with a defeat, they fall down to 20th again. Wigan falling down into the bottom 3, of course. With West Brom with a crucial win, they're no longer bottom of the Championship. And now it's Huddersfield who sit rock bottom. Huddersfield do have a game, however, against Sunderland, where if they win that, then it will be replaced by West Brom being the bottom team there. So to go through what we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games tomorrow. And then, actually, well, I clearly can't count, because then we do have another weekend of Championship football then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I clearly can't count, clearly. So then it's the midweek games trying to catch up from match day 9. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I believe this is the final game week here, the 11th to the 12th. So then after that midweek, where only a handful of teams are playing that, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there it is. So yeah, we've got 2 Saturday game weeks full left, and 8 games from midweek. So we have got 32 games left of Championship football before the World Cup. So World Cup is starting very, very soon. Lucky Tottenham Hotspur, says Jim Bob there. Big game for us at United versus Burnley on Saturday. That is, yeah, a huge game. First versus third place. I'll definitely be trying to see that game. Honestly, really, really good game that. Right, I think that's absolutely everything that I need to cover today. So, it's only 1-0 Sheffield United. If you guys have not liked the stream, please smash that like button. We ended on 15 likes. We maybe could get to 20. I don't think we will, to be honest. But if you've not smashed the like button, please do so. It does really, really help the growth of the channel if you do that. In terms of subs, we've ended on 1,526, which is a decent amount today. It's a small improvement, and, you know, we're going upwards and not downwards. So, thank you guys, as always, for the great support. We're trying to get to 2,000 as soon as we can, and we're taking a couple of steps closer, which is fantastic. So, yep, I shall leave with you guys today. So, Thursday, you'll see my Championship predictions for this weekend. When is the FA Cup, by the way? I've not even thought about this. FA Cup, I swear it's this weekend. I'm really confused now why they are playing. I am extremely confused. Yeah, wait, so... Oh, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Because Championship clubs don't play in the FA Cup yet. Oh my god, I'm a dummy. Anyway, right, ignore me. I was overthinking something there. Right, there we go. So yeah, we have got 2 game weeks there. I'm just seeing the Middlesbrough goals there. Yeah. That is Jamie Allen's goal. Great win for Coventry, that. I'm not going to end at this rate. Do you know if there'll be fantasy football for the World Cup? I don't know. I'll look into it. Definitely going to be a sweepstakes, so we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. So, today it has ended Bristol City 0, Sheffield United 1. Good win for Sheffield United, 1 point behind Blackburn Rovers, but maybe a little bit lucky on their part. Bristol City hitting the woodwork twice, they'll be definitely feeling like how on earth they did not get at least a draw. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thursday, you'll see my Championship predictions. Friday, you'll see my Premier League predictions. And for streaming, I don't know, but we'll see where we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary for the end of the stream. As always, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone. I'll see you guys Thursday. Take care, everyone.